Welcome back to Mont Tremblant. The red flag has come out. Obviously, the wet and cold conditions have had their effect. No standing start this time, Paul. Rolling start. And interestingly enough, Bruno Bianchi has gotten the lead back.
Well, the rules state when a red flag comes out that you have to return the positions to the point on the last complete lap before the red flag. And if you remember, Bianchi came across the line in the lead but got past going into turn one on that lap. So as a result, he's back at the front of this field.
All right, the rolling start. This is different. There's the green flag, and it will be Bruno Bianchi across the start-finish line first. There is Steve Adams, running second, and Wanda Khan, number 3, and Adams will try it again.
Yeah, but Bianchi wasn't about to be passed. He moved directly over to the right side of the track to stop a charge from Adams going into turn one at the restart. Now we can see the car shuffling again. The track is damp in spots. It's drying a little better. Bianchi's back in first place. He's got Steve Adams, number 59, right behind him. And Adams is playing it cool. He's waiting for Bianchi to make a mistake.
I tell you what, the conditions are different on this track wherever you go. When you go into 2 and 3, look at how wet it is. But then when they get up to the other end, through Namaro, it seems to be much drier.
This track is much wetter through this corner than it was when they started the race, so it's going to play havoc on the drivers. There's Reno J. Merlo, number 47. He's in pit lane.
And now pulls it out again. So obviously some problems for Merlo, but not severe enough. Oh, look at Bianchi slide it through the turn. He's got to be feeling the heat a little bit of Steve Adams.
He has, but I'll tell you, Vic, he's got great car control for a 21-year-old. He's throwing the car all over the track. He's scrubbing off a little bit too much speed by sliding it in the turns, and we can see how that's affected his speed down this fast portion of the circuit. Adams has closed the gap considerably and is setting him up for a pass going into Namaro, but he just hasn't got enough room to do it.
Bruno Bianchi holding off Steve Adams, the 1991 Series champion. And Steve Adams is the subject of today's Protec Profile. Steve Adams realizes that success is the result of teamwork.
I would say the car is probably the best car out there. The 91 Van Diemen is the car to have, without question. We have a great engine. Jay Ivy's built us a terrific engine this year. Got lots of power, lots of longevity. And I think the crew, Ken Robbins and Chris Wibley, have been extremely important in the overall scheme of things, constantly thinking about how we're going to go quicker, changes we can make to achieve that. Myself, I'm probably no more than any other component, the 3 components, you know, between the car, the crew, and myself. I would say each of us is worth a third. You know, I'm no more important than the guys. I'm no more important than the car. The car has to be there, the guys have to be there, and I have to be there. We all have to gel as a unit to make it work properly.
Certainly having a strong supporting cast helps, but Steven's own dedication is crucial to him winning. His ability to provide 100% commitment is a big key.
Everything I earn goes into the car. I mean, I don't own anything else. I own my car, and whatever it costs go into it is what I do. It's very frustrating because so many sports, it's strictly being good at it, being able to do the job well, and that will get you through. That is not the case in motor racing. You have to have the funding to bring out the best in yourself and to bring out the best in all of motorsport.
Steven is modest about his accomplishments. However, he is quick to point out, if a sponsor is looking for a race car, Steve Adams is the car to pick.
Well, so far we've been on the pole and at the front of the grid every single race this year. We've been, not once have we not been on the front row. And of course, at the front is where all the attention is. We've led every race at one time this year, sometimes going away, big leads. So we're always getting the coverage, be it TV or newsprint or so on. So I think we're getting more than average coverage, which I think would benefit the sponsors a great deal.
And where does Steven Adams see himself in 5 years from now?
In an IMSA car, earning a decent dollar with a top-rate team, doing what I love to do, and that's motor racing.
And we wish him the best of luck. Certainly in this Formula 1600 series, he has been the man to beat. But right now, the man to beat is in that number 70. That's Bruno Bianchi.
And that 21-year-old is showing Adams a way around Le Circuit Mont Tremblant. There's Bianchi out front. Adams running in second place. The top 4 cars very close and pulling away from the rest of the field.
Let's think back. Now, Adams has passed him once already, but because of the red flag situation, the lead was actually given back to Bianchi, so Adams has to do it all over again. Is he setting him up here, do you think?
He's got to fight for it. He's pulling the inside, but the track is very damp on the inside. You can see the water coming off his tires, but he's done it. A beautiful pass, but Bianchi's going to punch back. Maybe not. He just doesn't have the horsepower to do it. And Steve Adams is back out front.
And sitting in third spot, Paul, is Wanda Kahn.
And there's the battle for 8th place. Number 55, Daniel Chartrand leads 78. Mike Curtis at number 7, Martin Roy.
Ooh, and Chartrand gets it a little wobbly.
Big slide. This track is still very slippery. The drivers are finding as soon as they get off that dry strip of pavement that it's anybody's guess whether they're going to be able to hang on to it in the corner. We can see everybody sliding back and forth. Today's BF Goodrich Track Fact takes an in-depth look at in-car cameras. The Canon CI-20 camera mounted in a specially designed housing allows us to provide the viewers with a driver's eye view of any circuit. While the camera is mounted over the driver's shoulder, the 8mm recorder is mounted in a tiny space in the nose of the car. And it provides us with pictures like this. We asked the drivers how they felt about it.
I like them because I think they bring more attention to the person who's got the in-car, and it's good for the sponsors, and also it also brings a racer's eye view to the audience also.
Steven Adams has another use for his footage.
We've used it for changing gear ratios, hearing other guys' cars, listening to where they're changing gears and different lines and so on, and even setup. And it's a great thing for the spectators when you see the in-car stuff. It really brings it home. Let the spectators see what it's like from the inside.
Some interesting comments from Steve Adams, how he would use the in-car to set up his gear ratio. Look at this, Bruno Bianchi looking to take back the lead.
He's having another run at Adams, this time on the outside into a right-hand turn.
Oh.
That's an unusual look at the slide. And he managed to hang on to it. That's incredible. And take over the lead again. 21-year-old enthusiasm. That's what did that.
Boy, I tell you what, final race of the year. The championship has already been decided. They are just going for broke here.
I think that unsettled Steve Adams a little bit. He backed off when he saw Bianchi in that huge slide, and he's lost some ground to him. He's pulling it up now in Namur.
Oh, no, he hasn't lost anything. Look at this. Anything you can do, I can do better, says Steve Adams. Did they touch?
Oh, they couldn't be any closer.
And look at this. Adams has him again.
Wheel to wheel down the front straight, and Adams gets the lead back into turn 1.
Oh, what wonderful racing here at Mont Tremblant in the season finale of the ESSO Protec Canon Formula 1600 series. We've completed 12 laps. It is Adams, Bianchi, Bianchi, Adams, Adams, Bianchi here on TSN.